Hi, you must be here for the interview. You're a little early. Just take a seat and I'll let you know when he's ready to see you. Oh, and word of advice, if the interviewer gives you a gun and asks you to shoot yourself, just do it. It's a trust test. The gun isn't actually loaded. I think. Um, are you talking to the printer? You do realize it's just an inanimate object, right? But hey, I'm sure you knew that already. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a pretty nice shade of gray, isn't it? Not too dark, not too light, just right in the middle. Anyway, carry on. Okie dokie, he's ready to see you. Before you go in, I just need to ask you to deposit any explosives you're carrying in the box by the door. Don't worry, you'll get them back on your way out. Excellent! We'll hold on to that for you. Great choice, by the way. Alrighty, go straight through. Keep walking and you'll find his office. Good luck! Is the camera feed frozen or are you still here?
Ah, there you are, right on time. Welcome to the interview, capital T, capital I. I was really impressed with how you did in the screening test, so I have high expectations for you. There's been around 25,000 candidates before you, so there is one position available. No pressure, of course, but there's a lot riding on this. Go ahead, take a seat. Or don't. See, that's the thing about this place. You have choices. Do you take the seat or do you not take the seat? It really depends on your morals on seat taking. Anyway, let's get to the questions, alright? Here we go. First question. What's your biggest weakness? Right then, good to know. But that was not the question. How about we try that again? What is your biggest weakness? I don't think honesty is a weakness. Sure, point made. Not the best strategy, I would say, to curse at your interviewer during a job interview. But hey, that's just me. Maybe it works for you. You know what? Let's just skip the questions. Let's have you take the practical exam. Test your IQ. But you need to warm your brain up first, of course. So, head through to the art room and really soak in the exhibits on display. Make the artist's intellect your own. Eye-opening, right? Each exhibit holds a million unspoken words. Sometimes I step in there just to think, and before I know it, 20 or 30 hours have slipped away. Time is just a concept in there. Now that your mind is thoroughly warmed up, it's time to put those neurons to work in the IQ test. First, pick up the sword and complete the sample question for me. Great. Each question is timed, so keep an eye on the timer in the bottom left. Let's begin. Six out of 10, a solid score, demonstrating intelligence that could handle complex puzzles or a particularly tricky crossword. Next, we'll scan your brain to calculate a highly precise IQ score. Try not to move too much, death is a potential side effect. It's not that common though. Alright, now take a look at the results screen on the left. 140, not bad at all. You've actually done really well here. Oh. Well, it could be worse. It could be 13. How about we just move on? The next part of the interview is on the other side of the office. Sorry about that. You can get some cardio in. Oh, here's an idea. That there is a teleporter. Let's speed this up, shall we? Yeah, whenever you're ready, step into the teleporter. Oh, well that's not right. This doesn't look like the next part. In fact, this looks like a forest? No, wait, a cavern? Please don't tell me you've teleported to the other side of the world. Alright, hang tight, candidate. I'll just need to check plane tickets. Let's just figure out where we are first. Huh. Right. So that was some kind of nature reserve room, I suppose. I'm not sure what the point is. I'm not sure why that's there. I was not aware of its existence. My bad. And whose idea was it to put two teleports right next to each other? What's the point? Ugh, this office sucks. Let's keep going. No more shortcuts this time. Ah, the achievement corridor. A place of great significance. At the end of this hallway, there's a button. Now here's the thing. If you press it, you'll lock yourself out of a certain achievement forever. But don't worry, if you leave it alone, you'll get the achievement normally later on. Still here, huh? I mean, I get it. Buttons are very tempting. But I wouldn't recommend it personally. Remember, the decision is irreversible. If you're waiting for the perfect moment to press it, I can assure you that moment does not exist. Well played. Next, we'll be assessing your capabilities in judging moral dilemmas. This is just a practice scenario, but in the real thing, other people's lives will be at stake, so don't take this lightly. When you're judging a dilemma, I want you to put yourself in the other person's shoes. What would you do if you were in their situation? Be honest. Alright, let's start with a classic. You've probably heard of the trolley problem, right? An iconic moral dilemma. Philosophers have quite literally debated this for decades, but let's see what your take is on this issue. The shopper would like to buy some soup. The options are chicken soup or tomato soup, but she only has space for exactly one in her shopping trolley. Which one should she add to her trolley? She looks around for the chicken soup, but wouldn't you know it, it's out of stock. Tomato it is. Fantastic. I hope you now realize the importance your choices have and how much impact they have on the world. Do you feel you have a good understanding of how judging moral dilemmas work?
That was a great moral dilemma. I felt I had agency and made a difference in that person's life. I look forward to completing more moral dilemmas. Moreover, I will work for free and would love to dedicate my life to this job.
I'm starting to like you. You might even be in the top 20,000 applicants I've interviewed. Well, top 25,000. Let's be reasonable here. Although, as much as you liked it, candidate, I think we can raise the stakes just a tad. Let's see what else we've got here. This man has hacked into every nuclear arsenal in the world. At the press of a button, he could launch all of them simultaneously, likely resulting in the mass extinction of every living creature on Earth, including all of humanity. Here's your choice. Should he press the button or not press it? Okay then, that's interesting. You're the first ever person to choose that option. Sure, it's all a matter of opinion, and I can't say one decision is strictly the correct one. That would go against the very essence of what a moral dilemma is. However, maybe we should have a little chat later on about how it's generally not a good idea to, end the world. Okay, here's what we'll do. I'm going to be honest, it's not looking great for you. I'm just about ready to throw you into the incinerator. Throw your application into the incinerator. But we can try one last thing. A visual intelligence test. If you excel in this, all could be forgiven. What's wrong? Just walk around it? Listen, I'm not going to wait around for you, candidate. Figure it out. I'll wait up ahead. Candidate, can you join me in here quickly? Don't worry, it won't take long. Alright, look, I think it's time I come clean about something. Let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? Remember when you used that teleporter earlier and, well, it sent you to what you thought was the middle of nowhere? Oh, what a time that was. You popped into that nature cavern, trees, plants, all of it, just sitting there like you were on some grand adventure. I'll admit, where are you going, candidate? You can't just wander off during a flashback. That is not how flashbacks work. This is definitely not part of the office. Were you really so bored by my rambling that you invented a whole new section in your imagination? Okay, you've had your fun, but enough is enough. You need to snap out of this right now. Please? Very well, you leave me no choice. I'll just have to scare you out of it. Nothing like a good old fright to wake someone up. And don't get me wrong, it's gonna be a big one. Something that'll leave you traumatized. I'm talking reoccurring nightmares for years. Last chance, candidate.
Boo.
Look, in my defense, our budget was tight. I mean, what do you expect? An Eldritch Horror or something? They're expensive, you know? No, this is the best we've got. Can you at least pretend to be scared? You know what? I'll just give you a healthy jolt of electricity. That'll do the trick. Here's the thing. When you use that teleporter, you didn't just transport from one room to another. You died. Not in the traditional sense, obviously. I mean your original self, the one who stepped into that teleporter, they're gone. Dead. What you are now, well, you're a clone, a copy, a version of the original. It's complicated. The teleport doesn't actually move you. It makes a perfect copy of you at the destination, and while the original body, it gets destroyed. That's just how these things work. You're technically not the same person who stepped in. You're just a perfect copy with all of the original's memories. So yeah, you died. Figured I should mention that. Anyway, not a big deal. Water under the bridge, really. You probably won't even remember it after a good night's sleep. Right then, let's get back to your interview. Day 27. Supplies are running low, and the cold seeps deeper each night. Every breath feels heavier than the last, but hope still flickers within me. If you're hearing this, maybe you feel the weight too, the crushing burden of survival. Don't let it break you. With Lendies, the emergency loan service designed for desperate times, you can get up to 10,000 credits in minutes. No credit checks, no questions asked. 50% APR, terms apply. Welcome to the Visual Intelligence Test. This is the final part of the interview and perhaps the most important, so take this seriously. For the first part, I need you to focus and memorize what I'm about to show you. Drink it all in. And that is time. Let's see how much you remembered. How many chairs were there? Correct. Which of these was present? Correct. What was the playing card? Correct. How many rugs were in the room? Incorrect. Which of these wasn't in the room? Incorrect. Good job, your memory seems to be working just fine. Next, let's see how fast you can process information. I want you to count all the sheep. Just to be clear, only count the sheep, nothing else. Keep it simple, candidate. So, how many sheep were there? Correct. You must be an expert at falling asleep. Okay, candidate, I think I have everything I need to make a decision. Follow me to the results room and let's see how you did. The results are not like stocks. You can't wait longer and hope they'll improve. Very unfortunate. Hang on, candidate. Before I go ahead and show you your results, there's something I need to ask you. Do you remember that moment when I confessed about that teleporter incident? Yeah, you know, the whole "you're technically dead" thing. I'll be honest, that was a pretty vulnerable moment for me, but you were a fantastic listener, really. Well, here's the thing I've realized. I basically murdered the original you. I mean, technically I did. Don't get me wrong, I didn't mean to, but it did happen. You agree that murder is, you know, a bad thing, right? Not the kind of thing you should do if you can avoid it? Oh, you're just saying that to make me feel better. Nice try, but no. I need to face the truth there. It was me. Well, what if I told you I figured out a way to make things right? Sounds a little wild, doesn't it? But it's possible. Follow me, candidate. Welcome to the world's first time machine. We're going to go back in time and stop the first you from ever stepping foot in that teleporter. I hope you're ready, because it's time to rewrite history. Seriously, what are you waiting for? That was a really cool and dramatic moment, and you're kind of ruining it right now. Hello? Time travel. Pretty awesome, right? Now's not the time to get cold feet. Don't make me stick you in another teleporter. Maybe the next clone will have more gumption.
Excellent! We'll hold on to that for you. Great choice, by the way. Alrighty, go straight through. Keep walking and you'll find his office. Good luck! Hello, how can I... Wait, you... I just saw you walk through that door, but now you're here? You don't happen to have a twin, do you? You're wearing the exact same clothes, though, right down to the mismatched socks.
Candidate, over here. Come quickly before she realizes anything's off.
I can hear you, you know.
About time, candidate. That was a close one. Okay, just follow this corridor around. We're heading for the power room. Oh, before you enter, there is a small captcha you have to complete. And here we are. This room powers most of the office, including the teleporters, which happen to be right below us. The big red button in front of you is the one that controls it all, candidate. Pressing that button will shut down the teleporters, erasing the timeline in which the original you used them and, well, lost their life. But here's the thing. If you push it, you will cease to exist. You'd be saving the original you, but at the cost of your own existence. An incredibly selfless act. I know it's a tough call to make, but trust me, it's the right one. Once you press it, you'll feel a weight lift off your shoulders. It's one of those things where the relief comes immediately after the action. The original you is heading towards the teleportation room right now. You've got about 20 seconds before that teleporter activates. So make it count, candidate. Make the right decision. Candidate, what have you done? You didn't change anything. You wasted the whole time travel thing. You went back and made no difference. I suppose in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have underestimated your own desire to live. Of course you're not willing to sacrifice yourself to make things right. Actually, you know what? This gives me a great idea of who you are as a person. And honestly, I think you're a fantastic fit for this job. Congratulations, you're hired. I'm sure you'll be thrilled to know that you'll be starting with us right away. Just step through this teleporter and you can get started with your first day on the job. Oh, don't worry, this teleporter...